welcome to week 9 of the Domain 9 series. Starting out, still no level increase. Hopefully we get one in patch 3.2, but we may have to wait a little longer. So you want to start out by taking a look at the casual tab, and you want to look at Artificial Island. And you want to make sure that you hit this present icon because remember, you can only hold your resources for 24 hours. Then once it hits 12 o'clock, you want to look around this area to see if you have an old man icon. If you do, you want to make sure that you visit your Artificial Island. And if not, I recommend checking your friends, your crewmates, or just anyone out in the world that allows you access to your island because they offer some really good rewards. But if you want to find out more about how this system works, check out this video. But even with that, you still want to go into your Artificial Island at least one time a week. Once inside, you want to hit this triangular icon and you want to check your exchange store. And you want to make sure that you buy your weekly items and especially your monthly items because the month will reset soon, so you want to make sure that you buy these before it resets. On top of that, make sure that you kill your enemies before the week resets, especially your bosses because they will be revamping Artificial Island, so you might want to try to get those extra resources. Bringing us to fishing. So you want to try to get your fishing level to 9. That way you can buy the weekly matricy for the week. And if you're just starting out, I recommend that you buy 100 to 150 green bait, and then with the rest of your available bait for the week, you buy purple bait until you have time to level up your fishing. Next, we have appointed research. Now you want to make sure that you're checking this at least every other day so that way your energy does not cap, because remember, you can only hold a grand total of 20 energy, so that way you can keep getting your 5 free energy a day. And I mainly focus my energy in booster module 2s. Bringing us to Ronnie the Resource Dealer. Now you want to make sure that you buy your mini pelican shards, especially if you're a vote main trying to get Mimi. And don't forget to get your energy as well as your potent omnium crystal every week. And lastly, we have racing. So with the month ending soon, you might want to try to do a little bit of racing so that way you can get in the top 100 and you can get that free 400 Mira. But one thing you definitely want to make sure that you do before the end of the week is do your security force mission so that way you can get those old Vera coins and Mira. Next, you want to do your Mia's Kitchen and you want to knock out your 4 bounties for the day. And you want to always go with Domain 9. And I recommend that you save your keys for patch 3.2 once we get the new energy system because we're going to have to level up a lot of new statues. Which brings us to Vitality, starting with joint operations. So you want to make sure that you're doing at least 1 joint operation a day so that way you can get your daily first clear reward. You also want to get in the habit of checking out your instant affix. If you notice this week, on Thursday we were able to get Habuela shards, so ideally you want to try to save your Vitality on Wednesday so that way you can get as many Habuela shards as you can on Thursday. Which brings us to Interstellar Exploration, and you want to check Vera as well as check Aspera so that way you can see all of your Stargates. And how you can tell if you have a level 3 Stargate is if this weapon battery category has number 3, it's a level 3 Stargate. But if it has a number 2, it's a level 2 Stargate. But if you don't have any level 3s or level 2s, you could always do Dimensional Trials by simply pressing Go and pressing Quick Battle. And you can do the same for Matrix Drills and Gold. Which brings us to our optionals, and that's giving gifts to your 1.0 characters, or Z. And the best way to do that is to go to the black market and talk to Hopkins, see this island and do the claw machine, or knock out your 2 trainings for the day. And you can also do your 8 Funzone so that way you can get Mira and training points as well. But if you have not already cleared out the Greyspace, you want to try to knock out your 6 Greyspace Fishers every day. But the biggest rewards are in the Twilight Zone, but you do have an 8-hour time limit, so there is no rush on that. Bringing us to our events. So you want to make sure that you're logging in every day so that way you can collect your supply run. And you have a little over 9 days to get Zeke, are the anniversary characters. And for our big event, I recommend that you either do Bomber Arena or Stealth Shadow so that way you can quickly get your points. But by now, you already should have enough points to get all of the good items from the store. But if you want to keep getting points, you could always consider getting Lost Tech so that way you could create visors in the future. And patch 3.2 has officially been confirmed to come out September 5th, featuring our new character Huang, better known as Mimi. So expect a character showcase showing all that she can do before she's officially released, as well as a video talking about everything coming in patch 3.2. Next, we have the Mentorship program, and you want to make sure that you're increasing the bond level of your mentees so that way you can eventually graduate them once again. And you want to make sure that you're doing your co-op missions with at least 1 mentee so that way you can get your mentorship coins for the week. And what I recommend that you buy in the store are the Titan compiling modules, the data repeaters, and if you have some extra mentorship coins, you can consider buying the golden gear. Bringing us to Domain 9, if you have your Wing statue to level 6 and your Well statue to level 6, you should have everything you need to find all of the exploration points on the map. And if you've been doing this since we first got into Domain 9, you should have enough energy to level up all of the statues. So once you reach this point, you don't really need to collect your energy for the week, but you could if you want to, so that way you can buy those weekly Domain 9 gifts. That is completely optional. One thing you could consider is doing the Jade Pavilion Float Parade, which happens at 12 and keeps going back every 2 hours. But you're able to collect the 20 boxes within one float parade, as long as you visit all 4 points and collect all the boxes. This is pretty good to do because you can get some pretty nice rewards, but if you do miss it for the day, it's not the end of the world. And they just added a new feature for crews recently, so if you click on your crew tab, you're able to go into this new feature, Fog Reconstruction. Once inside, you simply click on Confounding Labyrinth and press go. So you essentially have a vitality system to where this thing can reach max in 48 hours. You can simply click on this and it'll tell you once you have a full recovery. And it looks like every 5 minutes, you get 1 extra energy. But since this is a crew battle, your main focus as a crew is to try to 100% all of these 4 areas. And you can do that by defeating minions and opening up chests in the area. And once you defeat the main bosses in the area, you unlock portals that you can instantly teleport to that help you get around the map much easier. That way you don't have to waste your energy fighting small minions to open up certain chests that you want to get to. So for example, since we have defeated all of the bosses, I can press this right here and just transmit, and now I'm in a different location because originally I was in the middle of the map right here, and now I'm right here because I teleported there. So if I want to try to get this box or that box, I can easily just start attacking the monsters to allow me to do that. Because as you see, if I click open chest, it says that I can until I kill this guard. So my recommendation during this challenge is to try to aim for the Mias because those give you extra energy. Your next priority is to look for the glowing cash because these give you 10 of these crystals to where you can buy powerful items from the shop. After that, I would go for the maze cash shards that have green crystals to where it's only 5 energy to open those. Then you're simply looking for the splendid chest to where it's 15 energy to get 3. Not the greatest deal, but it is better than maze chests, which only give you 2 for 15 energy. So now let's quickly talk about the store. So you mainly want to use your crystals to buy power-ups for your main element. So let's say that your strongest team is Flame. If you're Flame, you might want to try to get Flame Boost 3. Next would probably be Power Chip 4, which is a straight power boost, which is very powerful. Then after that, depending on which boss you're attacking, if you find yourself dying quite easily, you might want to try to get their Pacific Element Protector. So you're finding a boss that mainly does Volt, you might want to try to get Volt Protector too. And once you have all of those items, you could consider getting one of these cubes. And since Annabella mainly does dodge attacks, I got the dodge attack booster too. And the last thing that you should know about this event is that you can take from the crew warehouse 3 times. For these big items, you might want to try to coordinate with your crew because they might be trying to pass these off to other people. But when it comes to purple or blue items, those are usually free to get however much you want. And if you're just starting out, grabbing a purple elemental boost or an upgrade tech to level up the stars of your weapon can be very helpful when trying to clear the map. And the last thing for this event is that you have 3 boss attempts every day. So you want to try to make sure that you're using your 3 boss attempts once you feel your character is sufficiently powered up and the area has most of its buffs. But if you're pressed for time, just make sure that you use your 3 attempts before the day is over. So hopefully these little tips help you during this event. Bringing us to our weekly tab, you want to make sure that you're doing everything down here so that way you can collect everything up top. But make sure that you're doing the missions that give you keys, and I recommend that you save your keys for patch 3.2 since we are getting the new energy system. Bringing us to our challenges, so if you're trying to do something like the Bygone Phantasm or Frontier Clash, you may want to save your Mia's Kitchen so that way you can power yourself up, but starting with Bygone Phantasm. So again, you want to take a look at this weapon bonus, and if you have a good weapon bonus, you may want to try to climb a few levels. And if your CS is high enough, you're going to be able to hit this sneak to next level and climb up 11 levels as long as you can beat that floor. But the biggest thing that will determine your rank is Sequential Phantasm. If you're able to get a high score here, most likely you're going to get the top rewards for the week. Wormhole. Now this has recently reset, so you want to make sure that you do this before it resets again in the next 11 days. Frontier Clash. You want to go ahead and make sure that you do this so that way you can get that golden gear. Frontier Evolution. Now you want to try to get your really strong friends so that way you can try to knock this out because we are approaching the end of the season and you want to try to get all the rewards that you can. Origin of War. Now the last level's difficulty has dropped to 600%. So I would try to get some friends together so that way you can try to collect as many rewards as you can. Void Rift. Is this the first time boss for you? You want to go ahead and knock it out. Void Abyss. If you have not knocked this out, you want to hurry up and do this because the month is resetting. I ended up going Flame again and this is the tech that I used. But I recommend that you use whatever is your strongest team and you try to have some strong individuals so that way you can knock this out. Raids. Now you want to make sure that you do the regular raid this week and ideally you want to try to do it on challenging so that way you get the best rewards. But if you find it too difficult, you could do it on heroic and you don't really miss out on that many rewards. Then we have the Black Jade Warrior, which has been weakened. So if you're trying to do a lot of those challenges in the Challenger's task list, now's the time to do it before patch 3.2. Break from Destiny. You want to make sure that you do this at least one time so that way you can get those 250 Dark Crystals. Arena. If you're trying to reach Grand Marshal, you might want to put a couple hours in each day. You also want to take a look at this daily limit and try to get some critical points because the store could be changing soon to where you're going to be able to buy old Barrack coins and accessories. Then we got our daily buys. You want to go to shop and you want to make sure that you have your monthly pass active. For my Dolphins, you want to make sure that you have your 7-day pass active, bringing us to the hot tab. Now when it comes to Vitality Solutions, I recommend that you buy no more than 2 a day, because if you do buy 2 a day, you're giving up 21 rolls every time a new character comes out. But you do want to try to buy your advancement modules and your booster modules for the week. In limited gift packs, I recommend that you don't buy any Titan gear because these packs will be changing in patch 3.2. Bringing us to the Commissary, starting with the Crystal Dust Store. So you want to make sure that you buy your Potent Omnium Crystal, your advancement module, your booster module, your augmentation box, and your augmentation factor. And you might as well buy your very special gifts so that way you can give gifts to your new characters. Space-Time Store. Now you want to buy your advancement modules, your booster modules, and your data repeater for the week. Crew Store. Now the only thing that you want to spend your points on are relics, and the relics that I recommend are either Space-Time Rift or Omnium Shield. But you could consider buying a drone level 3. And you could consider getting the hologram protector, but this will be added into the SSR relic boxes in patch 3.2, so I don't really recommend that you go for this. Support Store. Now you want to buy your Space-Time Crystal Fragments, your Space-Time Crystal Dust, and your gold. And you might as well go ahead and buy your Black Nucleus as long as you have support points. And if you have return points, then you want to buy your Space-Time Crystal Fragments, your Proof of Purchase, and your Gold Nucleus. And you might as well get radar detectors if you have a lot. Point Store. Now the only thing that you want to spend your points on are spare special gifts, so that way you don't have to do training, black market, or Cities Island again. But if you need to level up your matrices or weapons, you could always consider buying matrix data packs or weapon batteries. And with your critical points, I recommend that you save those. But besides that, I just recommend that you explore the map so that we can get those extra resources for patch 3.2. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If so, consider giving a like so that way you can spread more on YouTube. But other than that, I'll talk with you guys later.